What's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with the 71st installment of Black Girls on Television. You guys, it is a special mashup edition. We have Scandal, we have How to Get Away with Murder. Shonda so affectionately renamed it How to Get Away with Scandal. The big episode that everybody was waiting on. It is here. How did you enjoy it? We will talk about that at the end of this video, okay? So let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so we see Liv. She is teaching a class how to survive a crisis. Of course, the great Annalise Keating is sitting in on the class. She's got some pretty good answers for the questions that Liv proposes to the classroom. So when the lecture is over, Annalise hangs back and talks to Liv, okay, introduces herself. Hey, I'm Annalise Keating, kind of like, I know you've heard of me. Liv was like, I'm sorry, I don't know, if I should, I don't. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's a good thing. All right. Annalise tells her that she's working on this class action suit and that she's actually come to the class because she needs Liv's help. She can help it get fast-tracked, to the Supreme Court. And Liv was like, yeah, I don't really have the connections like that anymore. I'm not at the White House. And not only that, I'm enjoying giving up all my power and teaching this class. Annalise was like, yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to let you read over the case. Okay, I'm going to give you all the information and you read over it, then you let me know. Because she explained to her exactly what the case is about. And, she's letting her know, like, our country is in crisis, just like you said in your classroom. Well, together we can help fix it. All right, so she gave her a little extra push. You guys know that Annalise is so manipulative. Back at QPA, Quinn Perkins and Associates, Abby and Huck, they're trying to carry on business as usual. Quinn is obsessed with whatever Olivia is doing. She is Googling her name and trying to figure out what's going on, not really paying attention to the work at hand, letting Abby and Huck handle it. And when Abby asks her if she's paying attention, she's just like, yeah, whatever. But once Huck walks out the room, Abby is like, you are Googling Olivia again. And she was like, did you know that she is teaching a class? And, Abby was like, well, that's what she gets. Okay. What do they say? People who can't do, okay, kind of making it seem like, oh, well, she's not good enough to be in DC in the White House anymore. So now you got the lowly position of professor. That's what her ass gets. Right, Quinn? And Quinn is like, right. But, when Abby walks off, Quinn is not too sure about that. Now, Marcus, he's hanging out at the bar with Olivia, and, he's telling her what a badass that Annalise Keating is, okay? Yeah, she's had a couple of, skirmishes with the law, been arrested, been in jail, accused of killing some people and whatnots, but she's a beast, and she's, been able to come out from under all of that, relatively unscathed. She's telling them how Annalise wants her to help her on this case, and Marcus says, you should help her. And Liv was like, yeah, I don't really think so. He was like, fine, Liv, then don't do anything, okay? I mean, whatever. And she was like, why are you so annoyed with me? Like, why do you even meet with me? And he was just like, I meet with you because you're black. I'm black. We are black. I'm always going to have your back. Okay, even when you get on my damn nerves, even when you make decisions that's not necessarily what I would make. But I'm going to stick together with you in this. Okay, I was like, look at Shonda. Shonda is throwing out the messages left and right, and it went on throughout the whole 2 hours. I guess Shonda was like, fuck it, I'm taking this show off, so I'm gonna say everything I want to say. I was like, I wonder how white folks feel watching this. Some of my white rock stars out there, y'all let me know if any of the conversation that was made you uncomfortable, because they were sticking it to the man. So once Olivia gets that little dose of medicine from Marcus, she does go home and she reads over the cases and trying to figure out, what's what. But then she also Googles Annalise and sees what troubled past Annalise has too. So she's sort of like, yeah, I'm not really sure. She's got, a checkered past. So Liv goes and tells Annalise, hey, I read everything over and, but you are not the one to handle this case. Okay, you have way too much baggage. And Annalise was like, oh, you trying to tell me that I'm a hot mess? And she was just like, well, your words, not mine. And Annalise immediately snaps it to that mean Annalise, like, I thought you was gonna help me. And all these big talk about you, I thought you was gonna help me put this case out there. The whole time Annalise looking at her like this. Viola Davis is so good at the I don't give a fuck face, like, But like Liv said, she's sorry she can't help her. Okay, have a safe trip back home. Annalise is still looking at her like, whatever, bitch, close the door. So Olivia starts walking off down the hall, and she thinks about it, and she turns back around, with the walk. And as soon as Annalise opens the door, she says, if we're going to do this case, it's all by what I say, okay? My rules, my town, my this, my that. Annalise was like, fine. So now they are going to be doing this case together. It was funny, though, when Annalise closed that door. Did you guys see she had a little smirk? Like I said, she's manipulative. She knows how to make people think that they're doing what they want to do when really they're doing what she wants them to do. Now, Liv goes to see Fitz. She needs his help, of course. Marcus is like, I don't think you want to see you, but Liv don't care. And plus, Fitz can never say no to his dear Liv. Okay, when she gets in there, he's all like, what are you doing here? She was like, I'm not here for forgiveness. I'm just here because I need your help. And she tells him about this case, this class action suit. And she tells him how she needs his help. These people were unfairly treated, incarcerated, their rights denied, yada, yada, yada. Basically, help these people achieve the American dream, okay? But in a much more Olivia Pope type way. Y'all know how Olivia can be. Now, comes time for the big meeting for Annalise's team and Olivia's team to meet. Okay, Michaela is out of her mind happy. Okay, she is just so impressed. All right, when she meets Olivia Pope, she's all tripping over herself. I'm Michaela, and she's trying to shake her hand. And Annalise is looking at her like, when Fitz walks in, that's a big deal. I mean, he is the 44th president of the United States. Okay, so, she introduces herself, and again, Annalise is just sort of like, honey, this is a means to an end. Not all that impressed, but of course she's being respectful. We got Marcus there, and Olivia, and they are going to be meeting with the 45th president, which would be Melly Grant. So, yeah, talking about fast track, right? Well, wrong, because once they get into the office with Melly, although she did give them the chance to sit down and present the case, immediately she was like, nope, this is not going to work. I'm not saying that it won't ever be good, but we can't do this right now. Fitz was like, what do you mean? Right now is exactly when it needs to happen. Melly was like, nope, not with those judges that are out there right now. I mean, they'll shoot this down immediately. Okay, we just need to wait. Okay, I guess you're trying to wait out when some retire, some leave, die. Because isn't that how you have to either retire from being a Supreme Court justice or you die? I could be wrong, y'all. But Melly tells him, nope, she's not doing it. Really quickly shoots down Annalise. Thanks for coming. Shakes her hand. Annalise was like, thank you, Madam President. Looks over to Olivia like, that same face. Like, thought your ass was going to do what you said you was going to do. So Annalise and Fitz and everybody leave the room except for Olivia. And she tells Melly, listen, Melly, I know you upset with me, but don't punish this case because of some shit that I did. You upset with me? That's not fair. This case really means something. And Melly was like, oh, whatever. This case don't mean nothing to you. You taking this case because you trying to get some power back in D.C. You need this win. Besides, I didn't say no. I just said not right now. Okay, that's the same shit I used to tell my kids when they say, I didn't say no, I said not now, but if you keep on asking me, I'm gonna say no and it ain't gonna happen at all. Anyway, Olivia was like, whatever, Melly, okay, you can have all your grudges and everything, but we gonna do this without you. Melly was like, well, if you do that, you will be an adversary of the White House. And Olivia was like, well, it won't be the first time, will it? Second, third, 10th, 15th, 20th. Bitch, walk out the room. I said, look at old Olivia trying to throw her non-existent power around. So now, of course, Melly didn't put Jake on it. Okay, Jake take it on down to QPA. She's like, oh, fancy seeing you here. What would I call you? Head of security, NRA, NSA, command. Okay, no telling what you might be these days. He was like, yeah, whatever. I know you still obsessed with Olivia. Okay, been watching her on her computer, along with 300 million other of your fellow citizens of the United States. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Look, Olivia's trying to help this case. Annalise, is talking about, some civil rights and prisoners treated unfairly. It's a class action suit. Is really big, and we can't let Olivia get this win. If she gets this win, then she will slide her powerful self right back into the DC area. So we got to stop this. Now back at the White House, Annalise was like, got an attitude with Liv like, well, fuck, I come down here for? I thought you was gonna convince her. What did you guys talk about when we left the room? And Liv was like, what do you think we talked about? We talked about you. She knew about you before we even sat down, and she already made up her mind that she was gonna say no. I was like, well, that's not exactly what happened, but okay, Liv. So Liv got Annalise off her back for a minute, but she goes and tells Fitz, how pissed she is, the fact that Millie is holding, the shit that she did over her head and not pushing this case through because it's so important. Fitz tells her, well, what do we do next? Liv was like, you know what, I got an idea. We're going to pressure the Supreme Court. We'll get there without her. Next thing you know, it's the media blitz. Liv is on the media circuit telling everybody about the broken system and this class action suit and how they're trying to get it to the Supreme Court. Everybody is working to try to get this case either there or not there. Okay, QPA, of course, their team is trying to persuade the judges not to go with this case. And Olivia, Michaela, and Marcus are trying to get them all to go with this case. Long story short, they get 3 judges pretty much on their side. There's one left that they can't seem to figure out. Spivey, Judge Spivey. Annalise was like, let me handle this last one, okay? Go on and put me on the TV show since I'm the one that's handling the case. And Olivia was like, nah, we definitely ain't doing that, okay? You got too much shit with you. And Annalise was like, fine. I mean, I ain't never ran away from my shit. I'm tired of hiding anyway. Okay, let me do it. I'm the one that's handling the case anyway. Besides, you ain't been able to do quite what you said you was going to do anyway. And, Liv was like, are you questioning my tactics? And Michaela sees that it's about to get heated. She know how her boss can be. So she was just like, wait, how about you guys do it together? You guys can both get on there and both have your own equal approach. Maybe it'll be more receptive to the public, okay? It takes a little convincing, but you know what, Annalise and Olivia, they decide they will do it together. So, of course, Annalise, who was just giving Olivia the eye again, I said that Annalise is not here for Olivia at all. She softens up a little bit more and she was like, you got somebody around here that can do this head. Now, Jake and Millie are talking, and she was like, you know what, we cannot let her get this win. If she gets this win, we know that she is going to be back powerful. If only the world knew exactly why she left, okay, that she was really fired. And then she gets a bright idea, and she tells Jake, okay, we can't leak that as the White House, but what about your friends over at QPA? Go on and let them leak that damn story. So, we see Annalise and Liv, they at the hair salon. I said it took 7 damn years for us to finally see Olivia getting her hair done. I was like, look at Shonda showing out. They all in the beauty salon, and you guys know how beauty salons go. Everybody's laughing and gossiping and talking and having a good time. All right. And then we see Liv's face on the TV. Okay. TV's turned down though. So Annalise is like, hey, turn that up for me so we can see what's going on. And sure enough, it has been leaked that Olivia actually was fired from the White House and that she did not resign. So, Annalise is hot. Now, what the fuck? I thought you said that you left on good terms. Liv was like, y'all give us some space, okay? Sister girls gotta talk. I said, oh, it's about to go there. Y'all know Annalise don't play that shit. So Annalise was like, so you lied to me, all right? You told me it was all good and it really wasn't. And Liv was like, yeah, it was sort of complicated. And, Annalise is giving her the look like, you lying ass bitch. And, Liv was just like, don't judge me. And Annalise was like, why not? You judged me the minute you found out about me, didn't you? Oh, you thought because you found this salon on the blackest side of D.C. that we was gonna be girls now? Please. I done read up on your background, girl. Silver spoon in the mouth, all Ivy League schools and whatnot. Spoiled ass bougie bitch. I might be a hot mess, but baby girl, the shit that you been doing, you about the hot mess too. So as far as I'm concerned, looks like we are alike. So that was the first read. Olivia was like, excuse me. Oh, you think people don't like you because of your dark skin and your meager upbringing? No, girl, they don't like your ass because you are a bitch. You mean. You're a bully. That's why people don't want to help your ass. And you can talk about me all you want, but I know you put your broke ass on that megabus and brought it on up to D.C. for my help. I said, live not the megabus. I wondered if only black people understood the insult that megabus reference was. Let me introduce myself to you again. I am Olivia Pope. I ain't got to explain myself to no goddamn body, and especially not you. I said, okay, that was read number 2. Now I pay for your old funky ass wash and press, and Annalise was like, I can pay for my own hair. No, she probably was thinking in her head like, now, I guess Abby and David are back together. They're in bed together, and, David is kind of chastising them for leaking that information on Liv. And, Abby's stance is she has to be stopped. Couldn't let her get that win and get back up there. But David was like, you guys are fucking up a perfectly legitimate case. Okay, all trying to bring Olivia down. It's not fair. But of course, like I said, Abby and them don't find it that way. Quinn is going to her car one night and Liv finds her in the parking lot. Okay, what do you think you're doing trying to leak that information? Okay, this is a case that is very important. And of course, Quinn is like, Melly, girl, you don't care about this case. You need this win. Okay, you trying to get the power back. And Olivia says, you're doing the wrong thing. Okay, you don't care about those people. You don't care about anything but hurting me. And it's not right. Quinn says, baby, move along before I do something that I don't want to do. Okay, just be glad ain't nobody killed your ass. And Liv walks away and says, you know what? You are going to regret this. And then she walks away from her. Okay, with this real troubled look on her face, like, oh shit. So that damn Olivia knows she can put up the poker face. Back at the office, Liv is feeling defeated. She goes and Fitz sees her and he's asking her what's wrong, and she was just like, we're gonna lose. Like, I've been trying to spin this shit and I can spin it so much, but I just can't spin it no more. Annalise has huge problems. Fitz says, no, you have huge problems. Fitz wants to know, where's the girl that used to fight? Even when shit was going against her, she always would stand up and fight. Why that Olivia is not here today? Why all of a sudden you ready to throw in the towel? Liv says, I'm not that woman anymore. Liv thinks that without the power that she had, that she is no good. Fitz says, well, why did you take the case then? And she says, because the case is important, okay? And I want to change the world. And Fitz was like, that's what I mean right there. That fire, that spirit. He tells her, you are still a good person. You are still Olivia Pope, but they will never see it if you don't. Now, Charlie has been on the lookout for some dirt on Spivey, and they finally found it, okay? Now they can get Spivey to sway his vote in the direction away from Annalise and Olivia. Quinn is happy, but Abby is not quite sure. Okay, we're gladiators. We're supposed to be on the right side of this, right? And Quinn was like, we are on the right side of this. Okay, we're going to take that damn Olivia down. But you can tell deep down inside, Quinn kind of feels bad as well. But hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? So Quinn goes and gives that information to Jake. And then she was like, tell me, what does the White House have on this case? And Jake was like, this ain't got nothing to do with none of that, okay? We trying to stop Olivia, and that's all we care about, okay? When he walks away, Quinn feels bad. Now, we get Annalise and Liv on the news together. First question they ask her is, were you fired? And Liv, of course, you guys know, she always says don't lie. Okay, she walks right into it. Yes, I was fired. Okay, well, why? Well, because it was a difference in, choices that were made. I do regret that I burned some bridges, and destroyed some relationships that'll probably never be back on track. But one thing I'm not is a person that gives up. I'm a fight, and this case is important. That's enough about me. That's not why we even here today. We here to talk about this case, and she so swiftly and eloquently brings it on over to this class action suit, the injustices of the penal system, and these prisoners that were not granted fair cases, that have been thrown in jail without medical attention, yada, yada, yada. Okay, and then she brings it on over to Annalise. Annalise is listening to her like, well, damn. She looks at her like, bitch, you is good at what you do, ain't you? Annalise was like, okay, well, I guess it's my turn. And so then Annalise starts up and letting the reporter know information about the case, and completely Olivia's pass is off the table. When she finishes her little spiel, then she looks over at Liv again to like, girl, I got to hand it to you, bitch. I guess that's why they call you the fixer. Yes, Annalise, that bitch handles shit. So then they go home, and the girls are girls again, okay? Having some glass of wine and, laughing about, the shit that they talked about each other earlier in the day. Annalise being a broke-ass megabus patron and Olivia being a sedity-ass bitch. We get a good giggle, okay, while they're sitting there having their wine, though. Marcus calls and says, I'm sorry, Spivey. I don't care how much we have talked to him. He will not budge. And Liv tells Annalise, damn, I'm sorry. I said, girl, you about to be in the doghouse again. Annalise looking at her again like, Now, speaking of Marcus and Michaela are at a bar, and, they are real cozy. Michaela is looking at him, and you guys already know that look in Michaela's eye when she falls instantly in love with somebody. We ain't forgot that season. What was it, season 2, when she was with the twin brother and the sister and all of that? Not twins, but the adopted brother and sister. Whatever. Girl, you need to remember you got a man's at home. You know, Marcus is telling her, you know, where he's come from, the hood, and, you know, why he's decided to fight for, you know, civil rights, and he's an activist, and, you know, Michaela's so impressed. All these lingering gazes and closed shoulders, and I was like, Michaela, your whole slip is hanging. To the rescue, her phone rings, and it's Asher. Okay, yes, like I said, remember your man's at home. Now, Quinn, because she feels bad about what Jake told her and what they did, she goes and tells Liv that Spivey held his vote because of the information that the White House had on him. So Liv goes and tells him. She knows why he held his vote. Basically, his son, you know, hit somebody back in the day and killed him, and Spivey paid the family off, and they buried the story. He was like, yeah, but I mean, you guys are trying to put the story out, and my son was, you know, wasn't drunk, he wasn't texting, you know, it was an accident, and you guys are trying to blackmail me. And Liv was like, no, we're not trying to blackmail you, we're trying to get you to do the right thing. Everybody deserves to have their case heard, okay? Wouldn't you want your son to have had a fair case if he was the one that was going to be put on, you know, before some judges and all? You know, she hit him with that, and I guess that helped, because then Melly is doing some needed yoga at the office, and she sees on TV that Spivey has changed his vote. Went in there and gave an impassioned plea, and it's going to happen. This case is going to go to the Supreme Court. Annalisa's happy again. She took the side eye off of Olivia, and she was just like, you are a miracle worker. I need you to come on with me. Let's finish this out together. That's the end of part 1, but we got more. So now we at the 10 o'clock hour. We got to get ready for this case. We see Michaela and Asher. Asher tells Michaela that, you know, she should be proud even though she did steal this case from Connor. We see Connor and Oliver. Connor says that he's not going to go to D.C. because he's got to get re-enrolled. And Oliver was like, what are you talking about? We get to see Annalise, okay? Tell off the damn white people in the damn Supreme Court. This is the best time to go. Connor says, okay, even though that case was stolen from him, he will be joining the team in D.C. Now we see Annalise and Olivia. They trying to go over the case. Jacqueline calls. Y'all know Jacqueline is Jimmy the counselor's ex-wife. Annalise is like, oh, not today, Jacqueline, not today. Laurel goes to Bonnie's, and Bonnie tells her how Jimmy the counselor is no longer a reliable witness, so we got to pull him off the case. That's all I can tell you. But Bonnie is watching the news about this case in D.C., and Laurel knows that Bonnie is yearning to be there with her dear friend Annalise, and Laurel says, I'm sorry you're not there with her. And Bonnie just looks at her like, yeah, I know, me too. I said, oh, poor Miss Cold Ass. In the meantime, the person that they're going to be fighting against, which, I mean, do you call her a prosecutor? I don't even really know what to call her, I guess. But, you know, she's also working the media circuit trying to make everybody look bad. She's talking bad about Annalise's past and, you know, what she's been accused of. And, you know, Liv was like, I'm sorry. And Annalise was like, honey, I've heard worse. But that seems to have put some fire in Liv's step. And she says, you know, we got this case, okay? It's either kill or be killed. I said, girl, you don't know those words mean a whole lot to Annalise. She works extremely well under those circumstances. Now, we finally get our first shot of Real Nice Nate. And he tells his dad that they are going to be going to the Supreme Court. Okay, it's really happening. Now, Annalise is stressed because Jacqueline keeps calling her, and Annalise needs to be focused. So she calls Bonnie. I was like, this woman keeps fucking calling me. Like, what the hell does she want? I ain't got time for that shit today. Bonnie was like, don't even worry about it, okay? Don't let her stress you out. Bonnie can tell that Annalise is about to go over into a dark place. So she was like, did you ask your mom to come? And Annalise was like, please, so she can pee all over the courthouse? No. I'm not, mama not coming. Annalise goes into court, and it's the Supreme Court, okay? Not many lawyers see this, okay? So she is understandably in awe. She's walking and she's looking, and Liv comes up to her and tells her, the lady that's been talking about you on the media, she done did the reverse of what she was trying to do, and now all of these black organizations are wanting to help you out. The NAACP, the ACLU. And Annalise was like, oh, so they so eager. Why didn't they try this case themselves? They ain't worried about it until I did all the damn work, basically. And now all of a sudden they want to jump in on my coattails. Liv was like, okay, I understand what you're saying, but listen, this is a big ass case. Okay, we have got to win this. If you don't, then it is going to set civil rights back decades. Okay, so it's a whole lot riding on you right now. And Annalise is very much aware of that as well. Yeah. Yeah, stress is getting a little heavy for her. What do we do when we are all stressed? Honey, she get on that phone. She was like, mama, yeah, this is Anna Mae. I said, that's right, girl. Get your mama down there. We worry about her little skirmishes, her dementia issues later. Now, Bonnie meets with Finance Frank, and Finance Frank tells her that, he talked to the mama, and the mama said that Dominique had set it up, that they was going to pay Wes $100,000 for him to stop fucking with Laurel. But he can't find the money anywhere, so he needs Bonnie to research and see if Wes has an account that, all of a sudden he got $100,000 in. Okay, she wants him to tell Laurel, but they gotta wait to see if they can figure out this money situation. Back with Annalise and Liv, Annalise had some time to think about it, and she told Liv, I'm not fucking with NAACP and ACLU. I'm doing this case on my own like I originally planned. So she gonna need all the help she could get. Right then, her mom walks in, oh, Mama Cicely. She walks up to Olivia, was like, who are you, girl? Okay, and they said, that's Olivia Pope. And she was like, I didn't ask you. She gives it a once up and down, and she's like, I'm just playing. I know who you are. Mom was like, well, y'all know, I know y'all working hard. Mom was like, I know y'all working hard, but we gonna cook up some food. Make sure y'all get a good full belly. You be ready for this case. After they had a lunch, and they just sitting around talking, there's a knock at the door, and it is real nice Nate. She was like, is everything okay? And he was like, yeah, everything's fine. I was just coming to check on you. Okay, and of course, Mama was like, is that real nice Nate out there? And he comes in, oh, so great to see you. He gives her a hug, gives Annalise's dad a hug. Olivia's like, yeah, who are you? And he says he's real nice Nathaniel Leahy. And she was like, real nice Nathaniel Leahy, like the person on the case. And he was like, yeah, but that's my dad. And Olivia looks over at Annalise like, really? Okay, gets her in the room, and now they ain't friends again. Girl, you mean to tell me that your old ex-man is the son of the father who is the face of this case? Do you not think that you already have enough drama surrounding you doing this? Liv is worried that she is going to lose this case, okay? That it's going to be too much drama surrounding it. And Annalise was like, no, I want this case. I want this win just like you want this win. Stop worrying about everything and let me do my job. When Annalise tells you that the bitch is fixing to win it. Liv can't say nothing else. Hell, she not no lawyer. She just says, okay. Now, Michaela. We see Michaela and Marcus, they on a stakeout. Okay, they watching the lady's house that was on the news, talking bad about Annalise and Olivia. She's getting a pizza delivery to her home. Marcus and Michaela, not too exciting, but they're just watching. But we're more concerned about this chemistry that is brewing between the two of them. She tells him that she does have a boyfriend, okay, even though he seems to be the perfect person, everything that she would want in a man. She would know that in these few days that they've been working together, I suppose. I just keep on saying to myself, Michaela, why you act like you ain't never seen a successful black man? Girl, stop it. She's having a hard time, and she finally asked Marcus, like, what's wrong with you? Okay, why you ain't with nobody? He says, well, you know what, I loved somebody at one time, but I had to let her go because she needed to go on to do bigger and better things, telling her about Melly without telling her about Melly. Next thing we know, Michaela can control herself. She jump over in that seat and she kissing him. Then we see them, child, they fucking. I said, wow. Really, Michaela? That poor Asher gonna be heartbroken when he find out about his baby girl. Now, the next day comes. It's the big day. This is the day of the case. We see real nice Nate, okay, getting his daddy together. Got a nice blue suit on, okay, shaved up, smelling good. I was like, all right, apple don't fall too far from the tree. Look at all real nice Nathaniel Leahy Sr. Annalise goes to the court. She stands in front of the stairs and she's just looking up, and Liv walks next to her and says, did you get any sleep last night? And Annalise was like, psh, sleep is overrated. Once they get inside, Michaela, her and Marcus walk up to the rest of the group. The walk of shame that's obvious to everybody other than Asher. He introduces himself to Marcus as Michaela's boo. All right. And then when he walks off to do something, they're all like, Michaela, please tell me you did not have sex with that man. And of course she denies it, but they know Michaela and they know what she did. She's like, please don't tell Asher, we'll kill him. I said, girl, you and Asher fixed to be no more. And actually it would be cool to see Marcus actually take the leap over from Scandal onto How to Get Away with Murder. I could see him as a pretty good addition to the cast. What y'all think? Meanwhile, Annalise is already nervous and she's in the room and her phone rings, and you know how sometimes when you're not thinking you just pick it up and then it's that one person you ain't fucking wanted to talk to. They done finally caught you at the worst time. Jacqueline, I'm trying to get in touch with you. And Annalise was like, I'm busy. You know what's going on. So really this is not the time. And honey, Jacqueline don't care. She said Jimmy the counselor has overdosed. And Annalise was like, well, is he dead? No, he ain't dead. Okay. But he fucked up and it's all your fault. Okay. And she makes Annalise feel really bad and knocks Annalise off her square. Next thing you know, Annalise get to panicking and shit. Okay. She started thinking about what she about to do. And she just like, oh my God. Oh my God. And I was like, Annalise, it's gonna be all right, girl. It's gonna be all right. Fuck Jacqueline. Now back with Michaela and Marcus. While they're sitting there in the hallway talking to the rest of the kids, they noticed that the kid that was delivering the pizza while they were on the stakeout at the house, they see him talking to one of the judges. Now we're wondering if he was really a pizza man or if he was a mole and he was carrying information from one person to the next. So they go and find Olivia. Liv goes and finds him and she tells him, look, we know that you was supplying information. The guy was like, no, you don't. And she was like, we got a picture of you in a Pizza Hut uniform giving the information. And he was like, you're bluffing. And she was like, I'm Olivia Pope. I do not bluff. It's a wonder that sister girl ain't turned into a lump of salt right there in front of I said half of Olivia's career has been her bluffing, but it's always worked for her, and it's worked for her again. While she talking to him, they come and get her and tell her, look, I need you to talk to Annalise. She's having a little bit of a breakdown. So she goes and finds Annalise. Honey, Annalise then slid it on down to the floor and she's hyperventilating and she's telling Olivia, I can't do this. I can't do this case. I can't let all those people down. And Olivia says, no, you ain't doing this for the people. You're not doing it for me. You're not doing it for nobody but yourself. Okay. To prove that this little girl from rural country somewhere can be all that she can be, arguing and winning a case on Supreme Court. Okay. You can do this. And she was like, no, I can't. She's like, well, what do I need to do to help you get through it? What you need? And Annalise was like, I need some vodka. And so she says, fine. Okay, goes and tells Marcus and Michaela, go find a bottle of vodka pronto. And Michaela's like, no, she's an alcoholic. She can't. I don't give a fuck. I say go get the vodka, bring it back here. So Michaela and Marcus rush off. They find a bottle of vodka and they bring it back. Okay, they give it to Olivia. Olivia's like, okay, now go on skedaddle. Olivia gets down on the floor with Annalise and she was like, okay, now here's your vodka. Whatever you think an answer is in this bottle, I happen to know that you have it inside yourself. You don't even need this damn bottle to help you win this case. Okay, but if you think that it's in there, okay, if you're going to be that weak to just break down and throw away your sobriety, girl, go on and take this vodka. Okay, and that seemed to be the news that Annalise needed. Okay, I'm sure that vodka was looking like a a nice juicy steak at the time, but Annalise got it back together. She was just like, okay, you right. I can do this. I got this. Okay. So then we see everybody heading into the Supreme Court. You know, we see a real nice Nathaniel Leahy Sr. We see real nice Nate. They walking in clean, crisp, suited and booted. The Keaton 5-1. All right. Everybody is in there. Annalise and Olivia are heading in there as well. And Mama comes. Child, that mama, bless her heart. You know, she just want to give her a little bit of something in the thermos, you know, just to get herself together before she go in there. And she's having one of her spills. You know, daddy can't control her. You know, Annalise, I'm sorry. You know, no, baby, just go on and have a drink, you know. And she's holding the damn thermos and she shakes it and the shit opens and explodes all over Olivia's suit. Her nice lavender suit. Olivia's like, it's okay, Annalise. Okay, because she just got Annalise back on the square. She about to get knocked back off again. She said, go on in the court. I'm going to handle your mom and your daddy. So now we are in the Supreme Court. You see all of the Supreme Court justices in front of her. Justices, these braces, you guys. They are all in front of her. And I swear I was watching it. I was so proud. You would think that I was watching a real case. I was like, look at my girl Annalise in front of the Supreme Court. Girl, you better argue your life away. So she presents real nice Nate's daddy's case. And of course, the court is not here for it. Are you trying to make him seem like he's a victim? He killed somebody in cold blood, okay? The only victim here is the man that lost his life. They're hard on Annalise, and Annalise is working hard to try to reroute them. But you got all of these white men that are coming at her left and right, and even one black one. That would be Clarence Thomas, I suppose. And yeah, they ain't really feeling her. She tells them that this system is broken. So they say, well, what is it exactly that you're saying? Is this about money? or is this about race? And Annalise says, well, it's about both. And they said, well, you need to let us know if this is about poor funding in the criminal justice system, or is this is about racial injustices. What's the determining factor here? And she says, well, it is race. And they were like, see, but that's not how you filed this case. You filed this case talking about the money. Okay, so we can't even listen to this. But the woman that is up there is like, wait a minute, we can't throw this out. We need to discuss this. So then the justices start arguing amongst themselves whether or not they were going to even hear the case. Annalise says, well, you know what, I'd like to prepare my rebuttal while you guys going through all of this. So she sits it on down, and we get the lady that gets up, you know, the one that was the pizza delivery and the one that was talking bad. There's this one particular Judge Strickland. He's the one that's sticking it to Annalise the most. Okay, so Annalise tells Marcus and Michaela to go and find some shit, and I mean right now, that I can argue to change Strickland's mind. So they rush off to a library and they looking through the books trying to get some information. Once the lady finished talking bad about the case and all of that, you know, and it's time for Annalise's rebuttal, she's looking at the door like, come on, Michaela and Marcus, where are you? And then suddenly they rush in the door and they got some paperwork and they hand it to Annalise, and Annalise starts reading it. The promises of civil rights have never been fulfilled. Jim Crow is alive and kicking. And Strickland was like, wait a minute, we don't have time to listen to that. You know, you trying to come up here and try the case on race. And she was like, those are not my words, those are your words. Okay, seems that Strickland had a whole lot to say back in 1985 when he was talking about the injustices and civil rights deficits and these people unfairly treated and all of that. And when I tell you that Annalise, the writing on this particular part of this show was so well done. I was so captivated. I never had a moment in the show where I felt like I was, you know how to Get Away with Murder, when you know it's about to be them last 15 minutes of shit really like takes off and you just get extremely stressed because your nerves be bad. I never got that with this episode. I just loved the pace of the show. I loved the fact that everything that they said was very clearly spoken. It wasn't a lot of rushing and talking. It was just, I mean, it was just wonderful. I mean, I was really captivated by what Annalise said. I was like, bitch, you better say it. That's right, girl, go. Okay, gave it a fist pump of righteousness. You know, Annalise says there's no alternative to racism in this case, okay? And then it's done. All right, and the music was uplifting. We didn't get not one bit of Stevie Wonder. I was like, dang, Shonda, but Shonda knew that this was something very important that needed to be heard. Okay, we couldn't have no distractions, and it was just really, really good TV. After the case is over and they're waiting for the judges to give their ruling, now both Annalise, Olivia, and the white chick are out on the stairs, talking to the media about their case. Annalise is thanking everybody for their help. I thought it was really sweet that she did thank Connor. Okay, even though Connor felt slighted, Annalise didn't forget about him. And considering the past that they've had, it was cool that she remembered him because Connor has become one of the people that I really like on the show when we couldn't stand his ass for 3 whole seasons. She thanks Olivia, she thanks her team, and now we just wait on the verdict. Now Bonnie goes and tells Fine-Ass Frank that she was not able to find no $100,000. Wes didn't have that money, so now it's time to tell Laurel. Okay, Fine-Ass Frank says okay, but he still want to know where this money is. So he's in Wes's apartment, and he's looking around. He's looking through boards and shit, and he sees a little hideaway that Wes had, and he sees a USB in there. I was like, so Laurel's crazy ass has the USB. Well, I guess she could maybe not know about it, but I don't know. I got my good cat eye on Laurel. And of course she walks in the door, and Fine-Ass Frank lets her hear the recording where Wes and the mama talking about this $100,000. Okay, and she's just listening like, Laurel, even when she ain't doing nothing, she get on my fucking nerves. And then finally, Liv and Annalise are together, and Fitz calls Olivia and lets her know that they think that, they're going to be swinging in Annalise's favor. And Annalise was like, I won't believe it until I hear it. Okay, until it comes down, the verdict comes down. I ain't going to get too excited. Okay, now Olivia's trying to tell her what they need to do next and, handling her and all of that. And Annalise was like, no, you done. Okay, I don't need you no more. I don't need you to handle me. We done did what we came to do. You go on back to what you gotta do. I'm gonna take it on back to Pennsylvania. We did good, girl. We did good. Okay, and it's all good until Annalisa's phone rings and she picks it up. It's Bonnie Winterbottom, okay, Miss Cold Ash, and she says, Annalisa, I sure hate to do this to you today. I know you done had a good day in court. You know, you might be feeling hopeful, but Simon is awake. And he looked like he awake and ready to talk, okay? And Bonnie is at the hospital and Simon's in there. We're talking to the doctors, you know, all spry and everything. I said, oh, this is bad news. I know Annalisa's over it. All right, you guys, so that's it. I have been in here so long. I'm going to edit this down, but this video is going to be long. Some of you guys should be happy with that. What did you guys think about the episode? Like I said, I never ever felt like it was like this fast-paced, heart-racing show, but it was a slowly paced episode. But like I said, I think it was because they really wanted you guys to get all the points that they were trying to say. And I think that Shonda and her team, and Peter Novak and his team, I think they all did a fantastic job of meshing these two shows together, because you guys know we were all kind of leery about it. At least I was. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be campy and kind of like jumping the shark, but it wasn't. It was very well written, very well acted. I mean, you got these people on there that are good actors, so you know, at least we had something that they could work with, okay, with the writing. I thought it was a really good episode. But that's it. I got to get off of here. You guys make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Rocks. The channel is for It's Rocks, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.